Hello, guys. Welcome to Turned On, U of M's foremost authority on all things sexy, dirty, and in between. I'm your host, Jillian, and here's Kostia and Josh to help me out with the game we're playing today.
Hi, I'm Kostia, and a little known fact, if you take my name and you spell it backwards, you get nothing.
Hi, my name is Josh, and right now we're filming during the vice presidential debate, which I was really looking forward to, but I don't think Mike Pence would be happy knowing I'm sporting a boner to him.
Yeah. So, it's time for a lovely educational game where we prove that we have no idea what we're doing. So, we're going to put up a picture and read some facts about an STI, and then we have to identify which one it is. We are totally in the dark about what's going on. We don't know what the options are. There's no word bank or whatever. So hopefully we won't embarrass ourselves, but we'll probably learn something in the process at least. So let's see what happens. Ooh. Number one, more than 800,000 new cases in the U.S. yearly. Number two, occurs when bacteria infects the lining of a woman's reproductive tract. Number three, symptoms can include painful urination, vaginal or penile discharge, testicle pain, and vaginal bleeding between periods. And number four, without treatment, can lead to infertility.
Oh, I've heard of this one. It's pregnancy.
That's a good guess. I think it might not actually be pregnancy,
No,
though.
I just got that from reproductive tract.
I was thinking urinary tract infection.
I was thinking UTI, and that would
That
fit,
sounds
but
like
800,000 seems almost low.
Yeah,
to
because
me.
apparently every woman gets a urinary tract infection at least once in their life or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I used to get them a bunch when I was a kid, and I know I'm like not gonna name names, but a certain relative of mine who also goes to this school has had UTIs like relatively recently. Like UTI is like it's a
also
constant
genetic.
cycle.
I'm assuming
yeah.
that you may or may not be related to. Oh wait, you said.
I mean,
never
yeah.
mind. I know what you're talking about, and yeah,
I don't think
sometimes
it's, a
it's
UTI.
like genetic. So
Yeah, I think
that
it can
might
make you
be.
more genetically like predisposed to getting them. I haven't gotten one in
Maybe it's chlamydia.
chlamydia. Would make
Chlamydia
sense.
is penile discharge, isn't it?
Yeah, and that would. I feel like if it's in the lining and if it goes untreated, it can lead to
So
infertility.
should we go for?
I'm gonna go the Jabril Peppers method. Go chlamydia.
Okay,
The chlamydia.
and the answer is gonorrhea.
I should know that one. I have it. Darn.
Wow.
You do not
exciting.
have gonorrhea.
It's a funny.
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of.
That's true.
I actually introduced my roommate to a girl last year, like as I was moving out, and I introduced him as my roommate who has gonorrhea, and they ended up having a grand old time.
Having
was-
intercourse.
They played bingo. We'll put it there. And it was just like I told you he had gonorrhea, and now
Now you.
he
both
doesn't
have gonorrhea.
actually have gonorrhea. I don't
doesn't scare
think.
people off.
But now I
Well,
think we might both
Turned
have it.
on package. Turned on tries getting tested for STIs.
I thought we were going to try getting STIs.
No,
That would be a little
we're
bit
gonna
more
try
fun.
getting tested. So let's go for our next one. So number one.
Most common sexually transmitted infection. Number two, more than 14 million new cases in the U.S. every year. Number three, can infect the genitals, mouth, or throat. Number four, usually harmless. Number five, most cases go away in 2 years, but the infection can develop into genital warts or cervical cancer.
Crabs. It's not crabs.
There was no picture
All
of
right.
a crab, though.
It said
No.
can infect the mouth or genitals or whatever.
We all know what
Herpes.
it is. It's AIDS. Oh, herpes. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
I mean,
Herpes.
it is herpes.
It
yeah.
is
But the whole
herpes.
can lead to cervical cancer is HPV,
Yeah.
right? But I think this is herpes.
I mean, I think it's definitely herpes.
Hey, I can hear our producer going,
I'll go with
So
herpes.
just so you know, I know what you're saying.
So final answer, herpes.
Final answer, herpes. What
is
is it?
herpes? Show me herpes.
No,
It's
it's
HPV.
HPV.
Oh, good. Jillian, you were right.
No.
I was right. Jillian knows what's up. I have heard of HPV. I got the shot for that.
Yeah.
I hope you guys did too, because
yeah.
men can be carriers, but typically don't exhibit a whole lot of symptoms.
You just wouldn't know what's on these hands. HPV. Constant HPV. Yeah, no, I feel like we should be more informed about that, because that's not something, like up until like recently, up until like yesterday even, I didn't know HPV was as prevalent as it is. Like
it is. That's one of those things that you always hear jokes about, like how common HPV is.
Really?
And it's like, what was it? There's a joke that like if a guy ever says like, oh, like it's no big deal, like you're not gonna get HPV, that means he definitely already has HPV or something like that. I can't remember the joke. Either way, a lot of people get HPV.
That's not good. But what's even better is that we can have our next STD or STI up there. All right, so number one, there are almost 800,000 new cases in the U.S. yearly. Number two, outbreaks with painful lesions filled with fluids. And then the fluids inside the sores contain the virus. There is no cure, but doctors can provide treatment for relief, and outbreaks become less severe and painful over time.
All right, so this sounds like it could be herpes then, because lesions and stuff.
Lesions.
Also kind of sounds like shingles,
Well,
which isn't an STD,
Like on a
isn't an
house?
STD, but no, like like evolved chickenpox, like the next evolution of chickenpox, you know, like.
no, like on the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
Whatever.
Yeah, like when I make gingerbread houses, it's just constant shingles.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
herpes?
Herpes?
Show me herpes.
Show me
Show
herpes.
me herpes. Genital herpes can also occur on the mouth or probably other places.
I think
Anal
it's
herpes, I
herpes.
think. Are anals genital? Anuses genitals?
That's another question. It's a loaded one.
I think they are.
It's a loaded baked potato we're not going to get to right now.
All right.
That's a good question.
All right. What else we got?
It looks like an octopus.
Oh,
reaching
yeah.
out
It's all
around.
squirrely. All right. About 55,000 new cases in the U.S. yearly caused by bacteria. Takes up to 90 days after exposure for symptoms to appear. Symptoms are sores that turn into rashes. Left untreated can lead to brain damage, blindness, and dementia. In extreme cases, can lead to death.
Oh, I think
What?
I think I know this one. So there is a very, very famous mob boss who had this one, went to Alcatraz, and then he went mad and died. And his
Alfred
name,
Capone.
It was Al Capone. Yeah, I'm very confident this is syphilis.
I know syphilis makes your skin fall off and turn greenish, and then everyone kind of turned into zombies. That was the brain damage thing. So they thought that was like where this whole zombie rumor started. So now when you see all those movies, it's like, oh, The Walking Dead, oh, zombies. Well, in like early, like Dark Ages England, when they got syphilis, they were like, and then they would die. So people thought they were like risen dead.
Oh.
But
my,
yeah.
my contribution to this is I know syphilis is a big word that I can't spell.
Are you sure?
I'm
And
pretty sure.
there's a Greek, in Greek mythology was Sisyphus, not to be confused with syphilis.
They are very different.
And I believe Sisyphus had to roll a rock up the hill, and then it would always fall down right before he got to the top.
Oh, that
So,
was Sisyphus.
That's Sisyphus.
I've
Yeah,
heard that story.
not
but
to
I
be
don't remember
confused
who
with
this was.
syphilis. So, show me
me
syphilis.
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 Oh, that's how you spell it.
Toastia, are we doing another?
We got one more?
Ooh.
Fact number one, almost 3 million new cases in the U.S. every year. Number two, most people have no symptoms. Number three, possible signs are vaginal or penile discharge and a burning sensation during urination. And number four, without treatment can lead to infertility.
All of these have the same symptoms.
But that one's weird because
think
there's no
Pictures are helpful.
there's no like symptom except for possible discharge, and then all of a sudden it's like can't have kids. Sorry.
And it was caused by, what did it say, bacteria?
Yeah.
Yeah, caused by bacteria. 5 million new cases. This one's like more common.
3 million.
I thought it was 5.
I think it's 3.
Put the picture back up. It's
It's
3
3
million.
million.
Oh, it's
yeah.
3. I
That
misread
is
it as
1% of the United
did
States
not-
population.
Yeah, so that seems like a common one. What do you
It's
think?
really common. That one might be chlamydia. I don't
we
know.
haven't had chlamydia.
We haven't had chlamydia. It's a
And
common
most
one.
people don't exhibit signs of chlamydia.
Yeah, you don't really know you have chlamydia until someone else gets it and they know.
And then they're like, oh, hey, guess what?
Why'd you give me chlamydia?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
So,
good birthday present.
Yeah.
one size fits all.
So, chlamydia?
I think
Chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Show me chlamydia.
It is chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Chlamydia sounds like a name that, like, if a person, like some foreign person, were to emigrate to the U.S. and decide they wanted to name their child something that sounded pretty, like Isabella, Chlamydia, You know, like you would think that it would sound like a pretty name, and then you'd learn what it is, and you're like, oh God, no, what have I done?
Nothing better than
It's
having
like
a daughter named
salmonella
chlamydia.
is like, it sounds like it would be
Ooh.
pretty, but really it's a terrible,
It sounds a little bit risque.
yeah.
Like if I was a stripper, I think I would be named Salmonella. Like I liked when I was in 5th grade, that was like our first exposure to like human growth and like sex ed, you know. And I remember like thumbing through the book, and I must have seen chlamydia written somewhere just in the text. And obviously I didn't know what chlamydia was. And I remember I went home and I talked to my mom, and she was talking about flowers, and I was like, oh, we can get like a bouquet of like chlamydia or something. And I don't know how she handled it, but looking back on that like a few years later, I was like, why did nothing happen there?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I think I might have been thinking of like chrysanthemums, and I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, chlamydia, chrysanthemum, same thing. Like great name.
Close enough.
Most people have it.
Yeah.
I might have it. We don't even. Well, no, I got tested. I don't have anything.
Good job, Josh.
I know it's the first test I passed in years.
We only got most of them wrong.
Right.
I mean, we did all right.
We did okay for people who host a sex show.
I mean, yeah.
We're not sexperts.
I mean, yeah. We're people.
We're not certified.
On a scale of 0 to qualified to host this show, we're probably as close as like most
We're like a 4.
teenagers could get. We're not teenagers anymore.
No.
Most young adults could get.
I feel
But,
like we top out at like your friend that might know
Mm.
a little bit more than you do.
Hey, I don't
Mostly.
know how much sex you guys have, but like I feel like overall together we have like
None.
approximately 1 to 2 people's like amount of experience.
1 to 2.
1 to 2.
Our
Yeah.
crew is like 10 people.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it one day.
Maybe someday.
It's fine because we believe in ourselves and we do our research, okay? The internet can teach you loads.
That's what Yahoo Answers is for.
Yeah. We're the people that scroll through Yahoo Answers and like try and help them. Like, no, you poor thing. Well, anyway, I still think we should all go get tested and see what happens. But don't forget to follow us on Twitter @TurnedOnWolf and like us on Facebook, Turned On Wolf TV, to keep up with all of our crazy antics. And as always, stay sexy.